Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. It's actually not evening. It's only like 4 o'clock, I think. Where I am at here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you so much to all the new subs and viewers. I really appreciate it. We're closing in on 600 subs, kind of, and close to 350 videos. Woo woo! Like, I mean, man, what a cool thing. Every month, I'm just gonna get happier because all of the content that we're putting up, and I say we, myself and my phone and the financial support that I receive, it's that small of a circle. My business partner, you feel me? I mean, yeah, so it's been a good day for me. I hope that you've had a fun end of your work week, or if you didn't have to work, you did absolutely nothing all day. And if you are thinking about going out tonight, as I always say, think about not. Think about doing nothing. You know what I mean? And that's it. Just do nothing. Tonight, I want to talk about, and this is kind of cool, how I think that I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah. What were we talking about? Okay, I'm gonna leave that in the video just because at first I was gonna take it out, but we do one takes, and I want to see everybody how like I mess up. You know what I mean? And it's better for me because remember I make these videos not just for y'all. In the regard of when we started the channel, and the whole point of the channel is to motivate, is to be positive, is to talk about nothing, but also to instill a kind of unfettering self-determination that cannot be broken by anyone, which is you're going to get things done no matter what. Like, you feel me? In that regard, in that if you have an important goal in life and if you focus on it, it's not magic, and it takes a long time and a lot of honest hard work, but you can get there, and you can fix mistakes that you've made, all of these things. It's just so freaking difficult. And I went off on the sidebar like that and stuff because these vlogs are so real. I can't describe to y'all how absolutely genuine these vlogs are. I mean, if there was one thing that I could communicate, and to wrap that whole idea back around, the idea of being self motivated, the idea of me making the 4 videos a day in a selfish kind of a way, and my own goal setting was that I wanted to improve the way that I public speak, improve the way that I present myself, improve my discipline, in that having something to do every single day that was of such high standard. And I say high standard in that making 4 videos about nothing every day is can be challenging. I like doing it. It's not extremely difficult, but I also like to keep the content as fresh as possible. I am also a normal human being, and I think that sidebar is concluded because we're finally going to get to talk about what we're going to talk about. Before I had that brain forgetfulness there for a moment. And so now that we've gone through all of that, let's talk about donations. And I think donations are an important part of a community, every community. I think that they are, in fact, one of the only ways of creating a kind of equal playing field for everyone as it pertains to widely consumable, available merchandise on the retail level that is helpful to other people that don't have as much money to buy this stuff brand new. I mean, you can imagine we live in a world where, it costs close to 60 to 80 bucks for a brand new t-shirt at a retail department store. I mean, it's always cost that much, but there have never been any really other viable alternatives, except now that time has passed and a lot of these places have been around for a long time and they've become a lot cheaper. It has in fact made it so that the people who do buy all this stuff brand new are in positions of which they donate their items a lot sooner because they're getting new wardrobes. And clothes are a good thing to donate because the people who need them, the good quality clothes that can't afford to pay the real high-end prices that they are brand new, have access to them. And that's real important. I mean, how many children have been saved by a thrift store from a middle or lower class family before a school function the night before? I know I have, you know what I mean? And that's saying something because, again, when you got parents that are working and people are in a crunch and they don't have a lot of money, which is something that maybe some children aren't even, privileged to, or I say privileged of knowing, because sometimes it is a privilege to know that you can't, have everything at that particular moment or anything at all like that. You know what I mean? But to go back to that lower middle class working parent kind of mentality, and that it's very readily, it's very nice to be able to still do something, about the situation that requires your child to have a button down t shirt and a belt and black pants tomorrow by 9 o'clock, and all that stuff would cost like $60 even at Walmart, but at the thrift store you could get it for hopefully 15 to $20. And I say hopefully because lots of people do this. That's because the country's expensive, the inflation is high. There's never been a larger disenfranchisement between rich and poor people ever, or larger disparity, larger gap. You feel me? So like, there's a lot of people out there who try to save some money. I'm one of them, and I shop at thrift stores. I donate items. I think that it's a nice cyclical thing within communities again, and it's so micro local that like it can't be sourced out. I mean, it wouldn't make sense like in that way, other than to have it shipped through a private service or USPS or a private provider who then goes to uses USPS. I mean, it even in that way, when thrift stores put their things online and they got to be shipped out and it goes out of the community, at some point the community that it goes to, unless it's resold to another community that's still being paid to get it shipped to, there's just so many positive net benefits in the donating cyclical mentality that it's almost insulting to not donate your stuff when you're done using it. I mean, again, like, guys, don't throw your stuff away. Take it on over to a thrift store. Leave it outside your front door if you live in an apartment. Leave it outside your yard in front of your mailbox. Somebody will take it. We're all people, and when we see stuff that is clearly being given away, it's sort of like, hey, fair game. Like, that'll help somebody. Seriously, it will help somebody, either financially and or in other ways, or just from them using it. And so thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. You guys are freaking awesome. I love doing the channel. I love what my life has become, which is nothing. And that's not sarcastic in any kind of a way, because I would rather be happy, broke, and poor in like all of the sense, instead of like that's my mentality. And I'm happy that I found something in life where I could possibly and eventually will turn into a sort of career. And that's weird for me to say, because I've never been dedicated or as focused on anything in my life, and I love making these videos. And as each month goes by and we get a little bit more familiar with one another and the sub base grows and all these things, it's real encouraging, because I like to do nothing, and it's what I want other people to do. Seriously, just do nothing. And I mean, do nothing in that, watch any of our videos. We talk about some pretty impactful stuff, in a way that I think is appropriate, because otherwise it would be a boring show about nothing. And I don't want that. I want this channel to be about the guy behind the camera, and the fact that I've been unwilling to change, and I've ended up here in my life. You know what I mean? As far as like my thoughts, my principles. I've made mistakes, obviously, that have just made it a little bit faster in terms of, I just, minus the mistakes, sans mistakes, you know what I mean? I've gone through a heck of a lot of trouble in my life to be who I am. And I've constantly had to, fight for what I believe in, and my thoughts have changed. Some of my thoughts as I get older, obviously, they're going to change about certain things, I'm going to mature into a different person. I mean, I don't have anybody older than me telling me all this stuff, and my parents don't give me advice like this, you feel me? Unfortunately, as much as I'd like them to, but it's sort of like I'm doing this thing on my own, this is YOLO stuff. I mean, Dolo stuff, as well as YOLO stuff, right? Because who else is going to take the gamble in their life of doing nothing with it other than this guy? You know what I mean? I'll happily take the gamble to do nothing as opposed to having to do something I don't want to do because it's just terrible and I'm going to be all looking old and weird and unhappy. And that's not what I want. And fortunately, I'm very privileged to be able to do nothing at this current juncture and try and make it into a thing so that I can get a little bit of money from it and I can give it all away and I can keep just a little bit for myself because apparently I need a little bit, you know. It's so yeah. Have a good night everyone. Be safe though. So enjoy your Friday night, but seriously be safe, okay? Bye.